everyone. I think we're live. I think I did all the things I needed to do to have a good Wi-Fi stream on my phone. And just for those coming in watching the replay. Oh, gotta turn that down. Okay, I forgot to do that. So those coming in on the replay, this is a live stream. I'll be talking to people in chat. If the chat's not available, you can swipe under comments and you should see it at some point. So just be patient with that. If you want to scroll forward to where stuff's happening, that would be awesome. Hi, Alyssa. I don't have any like fake hands. These are my real hands. Hi, Colleen. How are you? Hello, Babs. Nice to see you all. So I've been having a heck of a time recording videos. Hi, Dar. Dar, I guess you're a mod. Is that okay with you? Apparently you've got a blue wrench. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm not using my earphone mic because it kind of didn't sound good the last time I was on a live stream. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Sounds good. Am I speaking loud enough or am I speaking too loudly? Am I yelling? Because I'm trying to project my voice to the phone. You can hear me. Can you hear me loud enough? Do I need to speak up a bit louder? Try to straighten that a bit. Not too loud. Excellent. So while we're waiting for anybody else to pop in, I'm just going to, no, how do I go to, I want to go to all chat. I'm on top chat. Top chat. Okay, I got to go to all chat. Okay, so while we're waiting, I'm just going to show you this awesome book that I received, that I bought. It's a Robin McClendon book all about jelly plating, and it's a beautiful coffee table book size. What size is this? It's like 9 by 11 and a quarter. Hardcover, has a beautiful dust jacket, and she has all sorts of techniques in here. If you don't follow Robin McClendon and watch her jelly printing videos, you should. She does what's that called? Premiere? No, yeah, Premiere on Saturdays, Saturday mornings. And so she's in the chat, chatting with people while she's doing her stuff. So this is the table of contents, getting to know your gel plate, 1 color printing backgrounds, 2 and 3 color printing backgrounds, Mark Rothko style. I love that style. Old wall technique, simple etching, patchwork technique, ink blotting, sumi ink, stencils, masking tape, Venetian plaster, watercolor and alcohol with stain sprays on the jelly plate, ink pad backgrounds with alcohol, brayer, jelly, photocopied gel prints as an activated surface. I haven't read the whole book, so I don't know what that means exactly. Fragments, oil paints on the gel plate, block printing inks, which we're going to be using today, gel printing on fabric, large scale jelly printing, books as art genres, eco staining on throwaway gel prints, techniques in unison. And all the pictures are gorgeous. Thank you, Dar, for linking her channel. This is her. She's gorgeous. She's a wonderful, warm person. She's very willing to share all her techniques. She has a very extensive background in the arts. And let's just see. I think she did like bookmaking. She worked at, her work is in the National Museum for Women in the Arts and in the permanent book collection of MoMA, as well as other notable collections. So she's quite the expert. Hi, Lagella. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Janet. Are you going to get cleaning now, Janet? And so the pictures are stunning. I highly recommend this book, and she even includes a few of her stencils, which I haven't opened this. I'm going to open this, and I'm going to take them out, even though it's going to be loud. So these are, I think this is one of her, it's like a, I can't remember what she calls these patterns. And then one of her intuitive scripting stencils. She does a lot of intuitive scripting, as you can see, which is very fun. So I'm going to put that in my stencil collection. Can you guys still hear me okay? And then today, like I said, I'm going to be using block printing inks. I had this ink that I've used on the Gelli plate before. Mine is water soluble, and I wasn't sure like what the benefits of using it. Like I knew it felt different, but I couldn't put it into words. So she explains that block printing inks are generally used on hard surfaces such as wood, and the surface can be worked without the inks drying out before the print can be transferred to paper. The cleanup is easy, soap and water, blah, blah, blah. And she says it kind of leaves a, the images look softer and more ethereal and have a level of sophistication reminiscent of traditional monoprinting methods. So if you don't have block printing ink, I think probably like open acrylics or would work well, or if you live in a humid environment, you probably have those benefits. So I just wanted to share that book with you. Yes, Colleen, she has a book. It's available on Amazon. I think it's in bookstores too, and it's getting translated into a lot of different languages, I think. Hi, Sherry. I hope I haven't missed anybody. If I've missed you, put your hand up. So today so I'm getting so frustrated, and I don't know if it's my phone storage or something. Like I record a video and then it's not on my phone, and I swear I recorded it and it's not there. So I thought I'm going to just try to do more live streams and then make some smaller recordings. Hi, Carla. Hi, Laura. So I'd done this. I find that, you know, a lot of good prints come when you're just fooling around and you just kind of happy accidents and you kind of end up with something. So I had posted this on my Instagram and on Facebook, and I quite liked it. I thought it was kind of fun. So I wanted to show some of the techniques that I use. So I tried to record a video. This is what I made in that recording. And it didn't work as well, so I had to fiddle with it a lot to make it into something I liked. I used drawing paper, which wasn't a heavy enough paper, so it wrinkled a lot. Like I glued it onto some Bristol board afterwards, but I would have been better to do it on a thicker paper. So this one I had to add a lot to make it do something. Like I used some Finnabar waxes on here. I used some Nouveau metallic mousse, some black gesso, through some stencils. These are the stencils I used on that one. And then I used a bit of like a oil pastel on the raised edges of the stencil work. Oh, not that one. It was a blue one. And what else did I use? Oh, and then I used some wax, some of that home folk art, home decor wax that I learned about through Colleen and Kathy. And then I kind of, while it was drying, I kind of like scribbled on it. And then I went over with these darker Finnabar wax to kind of bring up that texture. So I'm not going to do this today. I don't think we'll have time to do all of that. But this one, I used a lot of the paint palette scraping techniques. This one, I just used a brayer. This is just mostly Gelli plate layers added. So this I probably won't get into. I think I like the original one better anyhow. Oh yeah, I also used inks. So if you don't like what you make, just keep throwing things at it. You just throw things at it and see what sticks. What doesn't stink. See what sticks and doesn't stink. And these are just some jelly prints that happened on the way to some of those, you know, cleanup prints and whatnots and what fors. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. So this is that drawing paper here, which isn't really thick enough. It's fine if you're gonna use it in a journal and you don't mind if it's a little bit crinkly, but it does get warped. Okay, I'll put that aside. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention was when I was trying to replicate this, I couldn't remember exactly what I had done in some of the stages. So even if you don't post videos, I don't think it's a bad idea to record yourself working. Because if you're like me, you do something and the next day you're like, oh, I like that. And then you're thinking, how did I do that? I don't remember. So you could review the footage if the footage is still on your phone, like mine. All right, let me just clean that up. So to do these gold sections here, I use this gold dimensional fabric paint, and then I just use the black Posca to bring out the textures of it. The ad at the top pushes the chat down below the screen. Are you talking about I don't have an ad that I've put on. Let me know, Colleen, what you mean. If it's something I can fix, I would gladly fix it. So I used just this gold on this one. On this one here, I didn't get as much texture on that gold, so I also added some gold using the stencil butter. So I really like this gold. The champagne gold is really vibrant, really bright. Using fabric paint, I think I learned that from one of Robin McClendon's, one of her videos. Okay, sorry about that, Colleen. I wish I could do something about that. That's weird. Should I move everything down? Like, is it up here that there's an ad showing or something? Should I just pull my camera up maybe? If I can, I don't know. I'm almost maxed out here on this camera, on my stand. I need to get a better setup, I think. Is that, can't really see everything though. I can't get further. We could do like a reverse tilt. So yes, so that's my plan. We're going to try to recreate this. Now I've done two pieces with the same sort of color scheme, and I kind of get tired of doing the same thing. So I thought instead of the purple, we could substitute like a dark blue. Do you guys think that would be okay if we did that instead of the purple? See what that looks like? And maybe use more of this sea spray that I used on the base here instead. Let me know if you're okay with me doing the blue with the teal and the aqua, or if you'd rather I stick with the purple. I'm just gonna wait for chat to answer me about the purple, the color and stuff. While you guys are thinking about that, I'm going to pull out my large jelly plate. Even though I'm doing this, I'm going to do this size. I'm not going to do the big size. I'll do the smaller size. I'm still going to do it on my 12 by 14 plate. Thank you, Peggy, once more. Just because I want it to go edge to edge. Like if you use your 8 by 10 plate and you use, let's say, copy paper, you don't really get, you still have a white outline. So I'm going to use this so that I don't have a white outline. Blue, touch of black, perhaps for a night sky, not much. Yeah, we're going to do black for the buildings. So maybe we'll add some grungy black in the sky. That's a good idea. All right, so I'm going to use this plate. And thanks for everybody for coming. Thank you for your thumbs too. I see your thumbs there. That's awesome. Legia, you haven't used the stencil butter. It's really, it's very lovely. It does take a little while to dry, but actually I find it actually dries faster than the fabric paint. Hi, Christine. Yes, Christine, you love adding confusion. So we're going to use a full sheet. All right, so the first step, I kind of wrote myself a little cheat sheet. The first step when I did this one is I had some leftover paint on here. Now, I don't remember how that paint was left over. So that's part of my struggle. So I thought what we could do is put on some blue paint. Actually, I'm probably going to do it this way, like that. And let's put a dividing line underneath. Let's see. I'm just going to pop this under my jelly plate to pick a center. Oh, I can't because this isn't on a thing. Let's just lift this up. So we'll say that's going to be like our center spot. I don't know. This way I don't have to peek so much. Does that make sense? And I'm not measuring it. Sorry, Janet. And I'll take that out after. Can I make it flat? Maybe I should put some washi tape down there. So this was not part of the plan. That's the thing about live streaming that I like, is you just go with the flow, and sometimes you do things you wouldn't have thought of. Oh, sorry, Colleen. Is everybody else getting lots of ads? Interesting. Okay, so I can't really do anything about that, so I'm just going to keep going. So we're going to say that's going to be our horizon line. So I'm not going to like do half and half. I'm going to be doing a bit more like sort of in thirds. So our end is going to be about there. Should I put another mark? Just on your phone. That is weird. That is weird, Colleen. So I'm just going to do another little mark. It doesn't have to be exact. I just want to, oh dear. You know what? I think that was photo paper. Oh no, I just wrecked my jelly plate on that side. This is why you don't use photo paper. I didn't know why. This is why. Like, I didn't know that was photo paper. Look, it took a big chunk. Look, it took a big chunk out of my jelly plate. Ah! Oh my gosh. I didn't know that was photo paper. I just grabbed it from my trash bin. Oh my dear. I know. Hi, Jane. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. Well, we'll move on. No use crying over spilt milk. I know. Ah, okay, so we got that set up. It is what it is. I guess I'm stuck with using this side all the time, which I do anyhow. Hopefully I don't wreck anything on this side. All right, so we want to put on some background stuff. Yes, photo paper is evil. I've never used photo paper on my jelly plate because I've heard that it's not a good thing to do. And I believed people, and now everybody sees why. Everybody sees why. So I'm just going to put a bit of this on, and I'm just trying to get some grungy background. So that was a brilliant blue by, I don't know, Artist Loft or Liquitex, one of those student grade. So I'm just going to add, this is to make some just grunginess in the background. I think I'll just do that. So I liked how that kind of looked like buildings in the background. So maybe just for giggles, what if we just kind of do a shadow, what we call shadow technique, or just kind of lift and do that here. And then I'm going to use a piece of paper. Hi, Safia. And I'm just going to kind of, I want to lift up most of this. And I might do, it's going to be a lot of black there, so. So we've got a bit of grunge. I feel like there's maybe too much grunge, so I'm going to pick up some of that. I'm just going to use a little bit of this seafoam. I don't know how long I'll be on. I'm just gonna, we'll just go till it feels right. So I'm going to use this just to, oh, apparently there's some of that black block printing ink still on here. So that's one of the things is the block printing ink, it does reactivate. But that's okay, because I'm just trying to make some grunginess. Just want to make some grunginess in the background. So Colleen, is Tom going to make you some dinner tonight for Thanksgiving? Not tonight. Is Tom going to make some dinner? I assume you're not making dinner, right? You got to take it easy, girl. So I'm going to wipe this off to get some of that black off of it. Jane, did I say hi? I said hi in my brain. I don't know if my mouth said it. I just want to get a bit more off here. I don't think I need that much grunge there. I think I'm happy with that. I think that's going to look kind of cool. And the thing with jelly printing is you don't really know. I find it harder to try to recreate something. I find it kind of stressful. Like it's never going to be the same. It's a monoprint, so it's not going to be the same. What did Jane say? Jane is working and listening. Nice. So I guess a lot of you in the US, you're doing a lot of cooking tonight, getting ready for Thanksgiving. All right, let's just go with that. See, things dry really fast at my house. Like it's very dry here. So I'm just having some coffee. Can you guys still hear me okay? So next I'm going to add a lighter color here. And then I think I'll add Sea Spray and Aqua on the top. And on the bottom, just do this teal, but I feel like it's not going to be, let's do teal and the Brilliant Blue on the bottom. Let's try that. Hi, Andrea. Colleen, did you say if Tom's making you Thanksgiving dinner? Letting you rest up? And All right, I'm going to use my large roller. Got my brayer off paper over here. And just going to kind of, thing with this sage green is it's very thin, like it's a craft paint, and it's quite thin, so it's not really the best. So I'm doing kind of like, I guess this is kind of like doing an ombre, aren't we? All right. Now I can't see my marks. I guess it didn't really make sense to put those underneath. All right, push that down. And then you need a bigger, sorry it's so noisy, because I'm using that big plate. I need a bigger paper to rub it down. It's going to be a little bit loud. So I'll see how this stream goes, but I'm toying with the idea of making like a Wednesday afternoon or late afternoon kind of my streaming time. Sorry, that's so loud. So we're gonna let that dry on there. I'm thinking of making Wednesday afternoons my streaming time. There's really no time that you can stream where there's not other people streaming. So I'm not trying to take anybody's spot up. Yes, it is a honkin' big plate. This is a plate Peggy gave me, and I just wrecked the undersurface of it by accidentally putting some photo paper in there. Isn't that awful? Ugh, so disappointed with that. But, you know, that's life. So while that's drying, I'll just show this book again. Hopefully, oh, I gotta wash my hands. I don't want to get any paint on my lovely Robin McClendon book. Just gonna put that on there. And I was explaining, so that's my Robin McClendon book. I'll just flip through it while I'm talking. So I was explaining that one of the reasons I think I'm going to try to do more lives is that I've been having a heck of time recording. You know, it's not even editing. It's like not pressing play, or the video just disappears from my phone and I don't have the footage I need. And there's at least 2 or 3 videos that's happened for, and it's just very frustrating. I will be releasing a video, I think on the weekend, of some stuff that did record that isn't like the Cityscape, but it was kind of something I did while I was like doing cleanup prints and stuff. So this is just showing you Robin's book, Robin McClendon's book. It's beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's see if that's ready to pull. So you might need to leave your paper down longer, but like I said, things dry really quickly at my house. Like this is really stuck down there. Ugh. And where that sea spray, oh, it's ripping. I'm gonna go the other way. Oh my gosh. My paper is ripping up a storm. Holy moly. That doesn't usually happen. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right, let's just go with it. Let's just, my plate's mad at me because I wrecked it. It's being mad at me. Look at that. That ripped. Oh well, things happen. I'm gonna just wipe that off. So Flo, lives with me would be fun because apparently when I do lives, lots of bad things happen. Oh my gosh. But you know what? We're just going to go with it. We're just going to go with it. I think what I'll do is I'll just try to seal that up with some paint. So what's Safia saying? She's saying back in the day, the streamers would always say that you can never worry about who else might come on. There'll always be clashes. Yeah. Yes, Flo, this is some added texture, unintended texture. We'll just try to colorize it, seal it in. I think what I'll do is I'm just gonna do that, and then let's just seal it down. So these are going to be a stormy sky. It's going to be stormy weather and the ripped sky. Hi, Sharon. I'm just going to use a little bit of matte medium under some of these spots. So this isn't really ideal. And I don't know why my paper ripped. It usually doesn't rip like that, but it is what it is. I'm just putting it underneath. There, we fixed it. No one has to know. No one has to know. Textured skies. Have I tried Amsterdam paint? No, I have not. I could though. I think they have it at my local art store, so I could try it. Saki says really good pigmentation for a reasonable price. Is that the Amsterdam? Oh, it's, yes, the Amsterdam paint you mean. So I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use my heat gun on that. I'll try to do it under the table so it's not so loud. I'll probably add like another little layer up there before I add my buildings. Okay, let's add some dark blue. I hope I didn't freeze there. They have it at Michael's. I haven't been to Michael's in a while. I'm trying not to spend money, so I'll have to check out Michael's. All right, so I'm going to pop that on there. Let's just add more paint. And hopefully that doesn't rip again. Oop, just about. There's just that one little spot here that's being it's being stubborn. Maybe I probably didn't let the matte medium dry enough. Let's just, everybody look away. We'll just pretend that didn't happen. And I'm just gonna Frankenstein this puppy back together. No one has to know. Shh. It'll be our little secret. Oh gosh, you have to laugh. I mean, if you don't laugh, you just cry, right? So I'm just going to wipe a little bit of that away. Doesn't have to be too much. And I'm going to get ready to put the buildings on. So I'm going to just give that another dry. There's a bit of crusties on there. I'm just going to do that. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit more drying. What am I missing in chat? Yes, thank you, Flo. Don't tell. The turquoise green and pyrrole red are one of my favorite combinations. So delicious. Nice. Well, I'm going to have to go to Michael's tomorrow. Yeah, I love red and turquoise together. It's an awesome combo. Off topic. How do you hold your brayer, palm down or palm up? I always do palm down, don't I? like this. How would you do it like that? I don't know how you would do it like that. To me, it's just natural to do it that way. Well, Alyssa, if you've been scared to use it, I don't know if this is the stream for you to watch. You've learned what not to do. Don't accidentally put a piece of photo paper on your jelly plate. Don't let your paper rip. I don't know. Usually my paper doesn't rip, so I don't really know why that happened. What else? I don't know. Okay, so I used the dryer. So we got some texture up there. All right, so now let's do our buildings, and we're going to use this block printing ink that I talked about at the beginning of the stream. And I'm just going to use the brayer to make sort of some random building shapes. I'm going to use my other plate to load it up. I don't think I did palm up. Hi, Peggy. Okay, I have to confess, the beautiful plate that you sent me, I accidentally damaged it. I put a piece of strip of photo paper there. I didn't know it was photo paper. I didn't mean to put it on, and it totally stuck and ripped up. So I took one for the team. I demonstrated why you don't put photo paper on your jelly plate. So, okay, so I'm going to use this block printing ink on my 5x7, and I'm going to use it to load up my brayer. I'm thinking, I think I did this with this brayer. I don't think the small one wouldn't really be long enough, but I might, maybe I did it on the bottom, so we'll see. Yes, good tip, Pam. No photo paper on the jelly plate. I've said that before, but I just, you know, you're welcome. I just demonstrated it. So, you know. And this is, like I said, this is just the block printing ink. And I'm just going to put various, I don't know. I think I'll use a small one to do a few little things over here. And this stays wet pretty long, so it's kind of nice. Does that look like a skyline? All right. Ooh, not that one. So I want that to be my horizon line. I'm just going to wipe this little extra bit here off. So I'm going to put it down kind of like so. Which with the big plate, it's kind of nice because I can see the outline of where my paper was the first time. So this, I'm not going to really wait for it to dry. It's not really going to dry that fast. I'm just going to pull it up and see how it looks. So that's kind of cool. And then I can add a little bit more. And I'm just going to kind of stay with where I had it. And I'm not taking my paper off. I'm trying to put it around the same spots. Let's put it down, and then we'll add a bit more probably. Well, Peggy, it was happier living with me until I disfigured it. And now it's like, Peggy, why did you send me here? All right, so that's getting a nice little darker. I think I want, I'm just kind of looking, so I like this part here. I think I want that to go up into those scary clouds. Thanks, Pam. I don't know if I said that already. Streamer brain is real. All right, so I'm going to do up in here a bit more. No, Colleen, I'm using StreamYard. So I don't know. It's supposed to be StreamYard. All right. So I think that's pretty good. I wish that line was straighter though. Let's just do one more right there. Yeah, I like that better. So there we have our city line. And I wish that was a bit straighter too. We can maybe fix that with a Posca pen later. And I like how those are more hazy in the background. And on my, I know on the iPad, like I'm watching on the iPad, this looks darker. In real life, it's a little bit lighter. And look, Janet, I'm going to send you this baby wipe. No, I'm not. All right, so that is going to, we're going to get that off. I'm going to use some paper. You know, I should have used, I had this paper that I found at a thrift store, and it never rips. I think it's got cotton in it. A city somewhere in the world. That's right. I'm going to just spray so you can see this reactivates. It's see how it gets all kind of smudgy. I'm going to just put a layer of this on, pick it up. You could use the brayer to make reflections in the water. Yes, you could. So see how that rolled around, because I still have a lot of that black on my brayer. So it I'm just going to let that dry a little bit more. I'm just going to play here for a second. And you can even take like a paintbrush. And I wish I had a brayer off paper. I don't want to do it on here. Well, sure. Let's just do it on here. So you can use some water. Bye, Colleen. Happy Thanksgiving. Just going to put some marks down with this leftover paint. You can see how you get like kind of watery marks there. I'm just going to go over them again. And then I'm going to flip my paper. So instead of doing it like this to repeat it, I'm going to rotate it this way. How's the stream quality? Is it okay? And we have that. So you can just kind of build up some grunginess there. But remember, that's going to reactivate. Like, this is not permanent paint, the block printing paint. Right, I'm going to put that there, put that in the garbage. And let's pick this up. Let's use some red. Make Safia happy. Let's use some red to pick that up. Actually, let's use two tones. Let's use red and where's that aqua? I just used it. Here we go. Stream quality is okay. Thank you, Peggy. There's no one home, which is one of the reasons I chose today to stream, because everybody's gone. My kids are at school, at like university, and hubby's at work. So I thought this would be a great time to stream. Pam says, yes, Pam, get your jelly plate out. Pam, you've been doing some really fun stained glass work. People want to check out Crafty Miss Pam on Instagram. She is Cali Crafty Pam. She did some sweet, super sweet birds the other day. Let's see. So that could be a base for something. Got a little hint of the block printing, but see, that would reactivate. I'm just going to show you. I think even though it's with acrylic, if I did this, see, you rub it, it would reactivate. Well, I'll let it dry and then we'll try it. We'll do an experiment. All right, so now we're going to add some of that gold. Just going to pick up a bit of this red. I'll leave some of that grunginess down there. I like that. And if a bit of red gets on it, I'm fine with that. Okay, so next I'm going to add, so we got our background mostly. I wish I had more going on in the water, but we can maybe add layers of that. You can see how that's still quite shiny there, so I might hit it with the heat gun. And so I'm going to add some gold water bits. Just going to heat that up first. So yeah, Lygia Pam's IG is Cali Crafty Pam. Just get that a little dry. If it's not fully dry, I don't think it's the end of the world. It'll just transfer back onto the jelly plate, which is fine. Christine, this jelly plate is a 12 by 14. Okay, I'll show you the. This is a 12 by 14 plate, and it's one that the lovely Peggy sent me. All right. So it's still a bit tacky, but that's okay. So let's add some gold. So we're going to start with the fabric paint, and then I'm going to use a little bit of the stencil butter to pump up the volume. All right, so I'm just going to put a pretty thick layer up in this horizon line. And then we're just going to kind of try to do some watery shapes. I think I mentioned earlier that I know that Lena did a palette knife cityscape. I don't know if it was a year ago or 2 years ago. So some of that's a bit too thick. When it's thick, it is going to blob out a little bit. And I mean, I'm not a fine artist, so if you want to learn proper composition for cityscapes, then you can search YouTube for that. It is a fun size, and it's nice to do big prints, but it's also nice to do 8.5 by 11 because you get the full page. All right, so I'm going to put it so that the horizon is right there. And we're going to splat it down, and then we're going to lift it up, and that's going to hopefully cause some dendritic sort of patterns. So I'm going to smoosh it. And then I'm going to lift it like that so that the dendrites are kind of like horizontal. So you can see that. So you can see the dendritic patterns there. Now, I wish there's a bit more here, so I'm going to just lightly kiss on the plate to add a bit more. Let's add a bit more at the bottom. All right, so that's okay. Now that takes a while to dry, so I'm going to have to get out my heat gun. While that's drying, I'm just going to add a bit of this gold onto this one, because why not? Yes, Alyssa, it is a fun way to make pages for junk journal. Totally. Because you can just like make your painted papers, fold it up. There you go. So if you can see that gold on there. So this is not as much gold, so it doesn't have as high dendrite pattern. I'll just kind of go slow there. Hey, Brookie, how are you? Hope you can see that. I'll just show you this one again. I don't know if I showed you up close. And then when we use the black Posca, you'll see the patterns more. This one I lifted up, I think this way. Maybe diagonal would have been a better way to do it, but it's done. All right, fine as a frog's hair. Wow, I didn't know frogs had fine hair. Okay, so I'm gonna, that takes a long time to dry. I'm gonna try to heat gun it. Sorry, people. Hi, Kathleen. I thought I saw you earlier. I don't remember if I said hi or not. What's everybody making for Thanksgiving? We had, in Canada, we had our Thanksgiving back in October. So we had a potluck at my sister's house, and she made like a turkey, and I think I brought over a veggie dish. We had, I made some roasted potatoes, and then we had some pie for dessert. What are you guys all making? I'm gonna have to try to make Dee Dee's potato salad that she was describing. I could even make it with some veggie mayo, maybe. Jaunty as a toad's toupee. Oh, okay. Sorry, Kathleen. Hello. I officially welcome you. See how that's drying. It takes a hot minute to dry. So let's, do you guys want to do something else? We're waiting for that to dry. I'm going to take a break from heat drying because I'm sure that's very loud for you guys. Am I still sounding loud enough? Okay. What if we add something to this? Oh, we're going to test to see if the block printing ink, how if it's still water reactive. It's still reactive. So yeah, you can see it is, it's still water reactive. So just know if you do use this block printing ink, if you start using water over top, it's gonna go away. An alternative would, you could just use plain old acrylic. You could use just plain old acrylic ink, acrylic paint. That would be fine. But speaking of acrylic ink, that might be fun to do. Let me get some black acrylic ink. Lucy's having a good old snooze in the corner. All right, jalapeno deviled eggs and Caesar salad. That sounds good. Alyssa's not cooking. She's going to cook for Christmas. Turkey creamed cauliflower, roasted garlic mashed potatoes. That sounds super yummy. So I'm just using some India ink, which is permanent. And we're just going to splat that on. Yeah, that's making me hungry. I love mashed potatoes. Ooh, that's cool. What would happen if we sprayed it with water and then reversed it? How did I reverse it? Is that like that? So that's different. Sound like my mom. That's different. And you ask her, did you like that movie? She's like, oh, it was different. It's like, well, different good? Different bad? Like, did you not like it? Let's let that dry. And let's use metallic. And this isn't dry yet, so it's going to smush, which reminds me I should wipe off the sprayer. Yeah, red and blue is a lovely combo, isn't it? I did that one for Safia. I love red and blue too. I'm just getting some of the paint turds off of this and some of that block printing ink off, because it will reactivate, as we all saw. The India ink won't reactivate. It's a permanent ink. This is fun hanging out with you guys. Like, you know, I like doing videos, but it's a little bit lonely. And then it's frustrating when, you know, the video doesn't actually record. All right, so I put metallic there. Let's do purple metallic on the bottom. Let's see what happens. I'm just waiting for this gold fabric paint to dry, and then I'm gonna add, come on you. Ooh, that was bloopy. Bloopy. Not booby, bloopy. So a little bit of a lint. Let's see what happens with this. So sometimes you're working on your main print and you end up pulling all these like in between prints, and you end up liking them better. Isn't that the way? So that's another reason why I'm hoping that maybe doing lives will be a little bit funner, more spontaneous, more experimentation, interaction. So that lifted up a lot of that India ink. And of course, you'd add layers to that. So that's some metallics. And let's see, is this dry? Getting there. I'm just going to dry it a little bit more. We'll bring this back for you guys to look at while I'm drying. So these would be nice like backgrounds to add collage to, or like is it Legia that said to use as junk journal pages? You could do both sides. So Peggy says her hubby starts the day with a full breakfast: egg, sausage, bacon, biscuits. Wow. Dinner is turkey, mashed potatoes, peas with onions, glazed carrots, hot rolls, and dessert. Okay, what kind of dessert, Peggy? We need to know. So it's my youngest son's birthday today. He turned 20, so I don't have teenagers anymore. I only have 2 sons, and they're awesome, and they were wonderful teenagers, so it's not like I needed the teenage years to be over, but it's just a new stage of life. They both still live at home, which is great. I love having them home. And yeah. Thanks, Alyssa. Ooh, Peggy says this year's dessert is trifle and apple. I think it says pie. That darn heart's in the way. Okay, so it's still a little bit wet, but I think it's good enough to do what I wanted to do next. So those that came in late, we're trying to work on something like this or this, but I'm not using purple. I'm using dark blues and light blues instead, just because I wanted to break from the purple. All right, so we're going to add, I'm just going to use some black Posca. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to, actually I'll use the big one here, is I'm just going to put some black in the area, and then I use a baby wipe to smush it and highlight those dendrites. So I'm not pressing super hard. I'm just lightly pressing. And then I'm just going to wipe a little bit back. So just the surface, I just want to lightly wipe just the very tippy top of the surface so that you can see the dendrites, just to highlight them. And if you wipe back too much, you just go put some more on. So like that. That's the concept. This was, again, this is a technique I learned from Robin McClendon, is using thicker dimensional paint. Now in the water, I'm going to be a bit more heavy-handed with the black, because we want it kind of night sky-y. So this part is not jelly printing, obviously. And we could even make it like someone mentioned, like having the reflections of the buildings kind of further down. I'm just going to smush that a little bit. I'm just lightly pressing. And we're going to add some gold on top of this as well. We're going to add the stencil butter gold. And if it's too, yeah, it's a bit too like bleh. I put a lot of black in the background here. And I'm not a fine artist, so I'm sorry if this isn't like the perfect cityscape. Stuffed mushrooms. Ooh, that sounds good. I'm just going to highlight those dendrites there. And you want to do a little bit at a time because it does dry and then you can't really move it as much. I'm not 100% happy with my sky. If you were here at the beginning, you'll see that I had some technical issues, but we're just trying to work through it. Yes, Lygia, I am the boss of my cityscape. So we're going to add layers. I might, you know, on that bigger piece that I did, I mentioned to those of you who were here earlier that I used lots of different medias on top of it. So I might do that with this one too, because I'm not, you know, I'm not super happy with it. It's fine, but sometimes you just got to work through the uglies, right? And I'm going to do just a line of black right there. And I'm going to spritz it. I like the look of Posca that's been dripped or sprayed. I like how it spreads out. Just going to do that. Let it kind of, give it a shake. Maybe we should use the dryer and let it kind of push it down. Okay, so that's going to take a while to dry. And I don't use my dryer over top of my jelly plate because I don't want to wreck this side of it. So let me just move my big jelly plate aside for a second. And let's give this a dry. Thanks, Safia. A few water droplets. Let me get a paper towel. Alrighty, let's add a bit of that stencil butter because it's so yummy. And then I'll do that with Posca around the edges too. That's what I did here, is that's Posca just blended with the baby wipe. I love that look. So now we're going to add, so this one here, I don't have any stencil butter on it. This one, all these little tiny bits, that's actually stencil butter. So let's do that. Should we do it? I'm just going to do it directly on here. I'm just going to get a palette knife and my stencil butter. Yes, I use my air fryer a lot. I love my air fryer. We keep it in our rental house. It has like a mini butler pantry. And our new house is going to have a butler pantry dedicated to the coffee maker and the air fryer. All right, so this is a stencil butter. It's nice and creamy. I'm not a stencil butter expert. Let's see. I actually like here, I think I'll just put instead of doing a thick line like I did on this one, I'm just going to do thin line here and then just some little traces of stencil butter. Hopefully. Do a little practice. Okay, let's try. So I'm just going straight across. It's textured, so it's a little hard to get it all the way. And then let's just kind of Not really getting my want on the edge. Yeah, Peggy, and in our new house, we're gonna put we're gonna have like an exhaust fan. Right in the pantry, under the cabinet where we're gonna have our air fryer, and you know, I might use my rice cooker there or something. So it doesn't get all like smelly, because I find it, you know, the air fryer is great, but it does kind of like, you can smell it all over the house, right? So something like that. That's not perfect. Let's use a brush. Actually, let's use a tip. I do want to make a better line here. I'm trying to make a thicker line. Change my mind. Because someone told me in chat that I'm the boss of my cityscape. And then we can always add more black on this if it's too bright. Stencil butter also does really cool dendritic patterns, which I'm going to show in a video that I've got editing right now. Hi, Marty. I didn't get the largest air fryer, Peggy. I got the Kasori, and it's not like the Air Ninja that has 2 baskets. It only has 1. I feel like putting some gold in the sky. Is that crazy? I just feel like it needs more, because this sky here to me is not as interesting as this one was. And this one I did a lot of manipulation to make the sky interesting, which we could still do. Should I just scrape some stencil butter, do you guys think? Or should I do like a moon? I did have a circle punched out. I could do that. Where's my circle? Is that too big? Well, that's pretty big. When you get caught between the moon and New York City. Let's do that. But more scraping. Hi, Mariah. More scraping in the sky, or should I do a circle? Let's do a circle, and then we'll add some scraping. And that kind of went under because I wasn't holding it enough. So we'll just do that. Let's do some more scraping, hey? It's gold pollution. So Janet, is your house all clean now? Thanks, Peggy. I'm not super thrilled with it, but you know, you guys can like use some of the ideas, do your own thing. I really like the texture I added here, so maybe we'll do that. What time is it though? 1:14 at my time. So I've been on an hour and a quarter. So yeah, we could add some stuff and drip some ink and just keep going. So the stencil butter does dry pretty fast, but I'm going to just give it a shot of my heat gun under the table. Moonlight hitting the top of the clouds. Exactly. Yes, that's what I was going for. Or golden smog. Yeah. So I will have a video coming out this weekend, just a short one, showing some excerpts from a filming of a video of when I tried to film the cityscape. Just some little extra bits and pieces because the majority of the cityscape didn't really work out. And let's just, here, I'll put this on the table while I'm drying under the table. Oopsie, dropped it. Excuse me. Like Jella thinks the buildings needs lonely lights just diffuse so they don't feel so lonely. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, football's good for that, Janet. Soccer's good for like overall physique, I think, and faces. Baseball, not so much. Thanks, Kathleen. Let's see. So that stencil butter, the stencil butter is pretty much dry. Isn't that cool? So I'm going to add another black horizon line. And since Janet's here, maybe we should use a ruler so we don't get in trouble. Should we use a ruler? Do I have a ruler? I have a ruler, but I don't have, here it is. Let's use a ruler for Janet. So I'm going to make the line and then I'm going to smudge it a little bit. And I'm going to put it, I think there. Like that. And then I'm going to smudge it with the baby wipe. Pouncing it. I'm pouncing it, Mariah. I'm pouncing it. And I think I smoothed it too much. There we go. And let's see. I feel like this is kind of boring, but let's add I was thinking we could add some fabric paint here. Smush it. I wonder what color this is. Oh, this isn't. Let me just cut this. Ugh. Let's see if that comes out now. Let's see. A pounce. Who said a pounce and a dab could lead to pointing? Exactly. Is this? So this is fabric paint. Oh, it's not open. This is Walmart cheapo fabric paint scribblers. You can get artist grade scribblers. I just want to see what the color is. If it would go. Ah! Yeah, I think that would go, but I got too much. So instead of scribbling it, let's scrape it, shall we? And then I'm going to use the jelly plate to smush it. Just felt like the bottom needed more. And then I'm going to use my jelly plate. Let's bring that back. And we'll smush it and see if we get any dendritic sort of happenings. So we're just going to go smush and drag. So there, see we got some more dendrites. So that's kind of cool. I like that. So now we got to let that, uh-oh. Okay. We got to let that dry. Do we have something we can add blue to? Not really. I don't really have anything. I'll just wipe that off. My fingerprint. Stick my fingerprint. Yeah. All right. So since that's a bright blue, maybe we should drip some bright blue ink. Let me go get some more ink, some Bombay ink. Oh, I got FW. This FW ink looks good. I got some FW indigo. So I think I'm just gonna kind of go like this, and then we'll spritz it with some water, see what happens. You know, I can't replicate things. It's just too stressful. It's too difficult. So I'm just putting a bit of that on there. And I'm going to do a spritz, but I don't want to touch there. So let's let that bleed. So again, I think I chose the wrong paper. This is just cardstock. I should have probably used some mixed media paper. I didn't plan on spraying. Hi, Debsy. You're here for the art, but you'll stay for the food discussion because they're having some amazing food discussions in chat. Come for the art, stay for the food. Let's do some around this moon. Let's let that sit for a minute. We're letting this part dry still. I'm tempted to put some of that blue down here though. Let's do that. Let's put some blue. Blue, blue, electric blue, that's the color of my room. So we start off on the jelly plate, and then jelly plate doesn't have to be the full print. You can add to it. It's mixed media. You can add, play. Upside down, the buildings become a reflection in the water. Yeah. Someone in PM Artist Studios Facebook group, they posted a picture, and at the top it said before the rain, and on the bottom it said after the rain, upside down. And I was looking at it and turning it, and I couldn't figure it out. And then finally I figured it out. So when you looked at it right side up, it looked like a cityscape with like some electric poles and stuff. But when you turned it upside down, the picture was actually the reflection of that in a big puddle. It was really cool. So these FW inks are also permanent. Whee! I love drippage. Drippage is like the bomb. So it wasn't fully dry yet, so I decided to let it drip a bit more. Now this paper is getting all wrinkly, so I'm going to have the same issue that I had with this one, is if I paste it down, it's going to have wrinkles. So I should have used mixed media paper. I did not. I did not learn my lesson. Yeah, right, Mariah, it took a while. I feel like I need more blue up here. Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot. Let's do this. Some of you are probably going, she's wrecking it. Now remember, this black is that block printing ink. So it is going to reactivate. So set that. Okay, I'm going to move this over. And let's hit that with a heat gun. The FW inks are acrylic inks, I believe. Let me just close that lid and check. Yes, it's acrylic ink. Encre acrylique, acryltusch, tinta acrylica, inchiostro acrylica. That's all the languages I don't speak. Well, I do speak French, but all right, let's hit that with a heat gun. Where's my heat gun? Where'd she go? She's on the floor. Lucy's being such a good girl, sleeping in the corner. Yeah, if you have a question for me, put it in caps. Thanks, Safia. Put it in caps, and then I'm more likely to see it. Oh, good night, Safia. Have fun with your boys. So I still like the white peeking through the buildings. I think it makes them look like they're shining, maybe. So to me, I think I'm going to almost stop there. The only thing I'm going to do, it's still a little bit wet though, isn't it? I'm just going to add some Posca around the edges because I just like that grungy look. So I'm just going to, I don't need the jelly plate. Let me just put the jelly plate aside. I'm just going to use this, and then I'm going to use my baby wipe to smoosh it. Yes. What they say, necessity is the mother of invention. So in this case, failure is the mother of mixed media. So that's a great thing about mixed media. That's one of the reasons I love it, is that you make, whoopsie, see, you make a mistake and you can just kind of go with it and make it work. See, I didn't mean to do that, and just blend it in. And I'm going to go around the bottom too, on the edges. I really love how that indigo added to it. I love indigo blue. Well, I love most blues, but bottom's pretty dark with that indigo ink, but I'm still going to add a little bit here. Still a little bit wet, so I got to be careful. So I'm hoping to do more live streams on Wednesdays. I don't know if I can commit to every Wednesday or this specific time, but maybe I'll eventually fall into a routine. I do take my mom to a lot of appointments, so what I'll try to do is I'll try to not have her appointment scheduled on Wednesdays. Because Wednesday's nice because my husband works late Wednesdays. The boys are out of the house usually. So it's a good day for me. I don't know if the middle needs more gold. I'm looking at the screen. Yeah, right, Legia? The edge, like blending the edge really does something. I'm gonna put a white background. So I'm just gonna turn this over. And then when you put it over the white, look at that. Like it just really, I mean, this is all lumpy bumpy, but on the white, it really, I like it. Yes, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to say it's done. I'm going to let it dry. And then I'll try to like flatten it. What I did with this one is I had a Bristol board and I used my Yes paste. I use my Yes paste to glue it down. But what I'll do first is I'll probably, once it's dry, I'll wet the back and then I'll stick it with some wax paper under a book and see if that flattens it enough. And then I'll probably attach it to a thicker cardstock. Thanks, Peggy. Sorry, I wrecked your jelly plate. Mariah, I'm just going to show you something. So I accidentally put a strip of, I meant to put just a strip of regular paper underneath as the marker, and I accidentally put a strip of photo paper, like, and I just started, I'm like, oh no, it's photo paper, and I pulled it off, and look at the big chunk it took out. So that's a demonstration of why you don't put photo paper, and I knew not to put photo paper. It was an accident. I didn't know I had grabbed photo paper. So if anybody wants to prove to someone not to use photo paper, just direct them to this stream. Maybe I'll timestamp it. I don't know how to timestamp, but I could timestamp what not to do. Don't put photo paper on your jelly plate. So anyhow, so that happened, but you know, you got to move on. You can't cry over it. All right, so there's the 3 versions. That was version 1. That was the one that the background just kind of happened and I liked it. This is version 2. This one took a lot of cajoling and smushing and mixed media products. I did show at the beginning which products I used on this, if you like this one better. And then this is the one that we worked on together. And this one we took out the purple because I was getting tired of purple, and we just went with different blues. And I like it. So I really appreciate you guys coming to my stream, and thanks for your interaction and your encouragement. And I'm going to be releasing a short video on the weekend about some other prints I did while I was doing, well, I was attempting to video this and it didn't work. So totally different prints. They have nothing to do with Cityscapes. That's going to be on the weekend. And I'm going to try to get back into streaming mode and video mode. I've been pretty lax. We've been pretty busy. I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving, my friends in the States, and a wonderful weekend for my Canadian friends and my international friends. And this has been fun. It's been a pleasure. All right. Bye, everybody.